Hey, Ben. It's just me and you, buddy.
How goes it?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. Just driving up to Tuscadero for a lender meeting and check out the job site.
Sweet. Hey, did Bobby and Molly talk to you at all about helping out next week by grabbing food for us for the team meeting? We're doing a live and in-person team meeting next Wednesday.
I have not spoke to them yet about that. I will see you tomorrow, though, I think, at Owen and Camille's baby shower.
Absolutely. Cool.
Yeah. And then I do want to reach out. Probably won't talk about it now, but I want to reach out to you about some team things and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. You got it, my man. You got it. Get the door closed here and we'll get the game underway. It's still kind of early enough. Yeah, super early. So I find some tunes while we wait. Jesus. Let me track down some music. Okay.
Have you heard of this Radius company, Radius Agent?
The Radius Group out of Santa Barbara, they're huge. They've been doing commercial for
me hard.
They've been doing commercial for 35 years. I probably did, I don't know, $200 million in exchange business with them. My office is right upstairs from there. If that's who they are, but
I don't know.
Everybody's making up names. There's a I tried using it. Computer didn't want to cooperate. And now I don't even see it. Okay. Dynamite. Okay. Usually didn't work, team, and I've got no vocals, so I'm gonna just let's see how everybody's doing. Talk to me. Who's got something exceptional you want to share out there in Zoom world? Martin, I know we're going to hear from you, unless you got something personal you want to share.
Nothing personal at this moment in time.
It's still early.
Doing all the normal stuff.
Right on. Right on. Well, look forward to hearing about rates. See what's happening. We get so much speculation. We get emails from people all over the place saying, "Oh, rates are coming down. Rates are only going up. The economy is ready for a correction. The bubble is upon us." I get all kinds of crazy stuff emailed to me. It's funny.
It is funny how everybody speculates as to what they think is going to be happening, but rates are still going up. Don's going to talk about all of that, but housing prices are not dropping, and I don't believe there's a bubble.
We heard it here first, people. Martin's prediction. And look, there's Dawn. Hi, Dawn. I love.
Hi. How are you, Jay?
The way I've got this Zoom screen set up, it's almost like you're sitting in the chair right next to me.
I know. I need to lose a little weight though, because I'm quite large compared to you.
Your head is, you know, it's like a bobblehead. You know what I could do is like I could back away from the screen a little.
It's okay. It's, you know what, my husband tells me all the time that my head is way too big for this day and age, so.
Well, I don't know exactly what that means, but maybe it's a compliment.
Well, either that or I just think too highly of myself. I think that's what he meant.
This is not the age of humility, if that's the statement.
There we go. That's more like
You're
it.
intelligent, and today's schooling isn't breeding intellects, they're breeding followers that recite information that they learn, and yet they have no critical thought.
Right. There we go.
You come from a school of critical thinkers.
Yeah. I'm the school.
That's a truism. I mean that as a compliment, and it's a truism.
Okay. And it's true. You're right.
I think a lot of times my compliments don't sound like compliments, and people don't know what the hell I'm saying. It happened to me the other day. It was a backwards compliment, but it was supposed to be complimentary. It ended up not being, but oh well, live and learn.
Well, you asked if anybody had any good news, and I do have good news. I had some buyers that were, gosh, they've been trying for 7 months to get a property, and they finally got one, and they got it lower than the list price. So it's good news for them. It's probably something though that we all need to keep our eyes really open to see how the market will adjust to consumer confidence, buyer eligibility, all those things. So we'll see.
Where was the property? If you don't mind me asking.
Oh, it was actually, it was down in Ventura. So it's down in Ventura County, kind of the northern part of the county. But they have the same, Ventura County's having the same challenges that Santa Maria, San Luis Obispo, Pismo area, even Paso, I think, is just low inventory, a lot more buyers. So
We've been dealing with that for years now. We're like working on our third year of lack of inventory. When COVID first hit, we had a great, it was still a seller's market with properties being on the market under 45 days, but nothing like what we saw in 2020, 2021, 2022.
right.
Hey, Jay, if I could add to that, I think one of the things that I'm seeing that's happening now, and people that I'm talking to, is that for the last year and a half, everybody and their brother that owns a home have refinanced their home, and they have a 2.5%, maybe a 3% interest rate or lower if they did 15-year. And now with the interest rates going up, all those people that have those incredibly low rates, they don't want to sell their house because to go buy something new, now they're looking at rates in the 4% and 5% range. So I think a lot of people are going to hold on to their properties.
That's very true. Holy smokes, I didn't even think about that. Those are the people that, a lot of what we're seeing here on the Central Coast are people relocating. We get a lot of relocation buyers.
Right.
That are in the cities and coming here, which is unique. You probably still get something like that in Ventura. It's a hell of a lot better in the Ventura area than Los Angeles.
Well, the buyers are there. It's the sellers that we're trying to attract. And with the higher interest rates, they don't want to move because they're going to have a higher mortgage than what they have now.
Those are the people that you got to find the ones moving to Arizona to be next to grandkids because their kids can't afford to live here. Those are the questions you ask, right? I know that's one of my favorite objection handlers when it comes to, I don't know if we're going to sell here. You do a really good needs analysis on a seller, finding out why do they want to sell? This is a beautiful neighborhood. Why do you want to sell? Then they give you the answer of like, I want to be near my grandkids. I don't want to miss they're growing up fast and they're missing all kinds of stuff. And then when you talk to them about what's happening in the market, we put your property on the market, it's going to sell within a matter of weeks. We'll have your money in your hand in less than 60 days. And then they start hesitation. And then the question comes, well, how many more baseball games are you going to miss that your grandson's going to play without you being there in the bleachers? How many Easters are you not going to be around for to help them color Easter eggs? How many more Christmases are you going to have to fly back to Arizona and or split time with another set of grandparents? Right? Those are some of my faves. Make it hurt. Show them where the pain is. It's amazing to me how many humans on earth will avoid pain before they run towards pleasure. And so if you create the pain point, you will absolutely help them to avoid that because they don't see the joy, but they feel the pain. And the ratio is exceptionally high. 86% of people will run from pain as opposed to gravitating towards pleasure. So if you want to change, if you want to influence a majority of the potential humans out there, show them what pain looks like.
That's true.
Psychology. The psychology of success, I think, is where that quote came from, or those stats came from. I can't remember. I've read so many stupid books these days. My goal is to read one a month, and it's not an ambitious goal, but it is a goal. And what happens is you get all these great little tidbits of information, but now I can't quote them. I can't tell anybody where they came from because there's so that come from the 12-week work year, Think and Grow Rich, the psychology of success, new sales speed. I can't remember where the book was from, where the book came from. So people just have to bear with me.
You need to start your own journal, and every time there's a good quote, just make that your quote journal, and you just go right back.
Oh, brilliant. See, in the open form of discussion comes greatness. And again, a testimony to critical thinking skills as opposed to reciting information that today's young and youth are learning and reciting. Way to go, critical thinker.
A lot of knowledge from that big head.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. All right, hey, let's get this game started. We're 5 minutes after the hour, and I want to make sure that we respect everybody's time here. So quote here for the day: if your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. That's a John Quincy Adams quote. And I want to challenge everybody to think about the people that they influence in their lives. If you're a parent, you're influencing children. If you're a team leader, you're influencing leadership and other agents. If you're an agent, you're influencing buyers and sellers. If you're a mortgage broker, a lender, you're influencing the buyers that are looking to qualify for homes. There are so many people in our lives that we influence. So if you can inspire them to dream, learn, do, become, you are a leader. And make no mistake about it, everybody on this call is a leader because we have influence. So John Quincy Adams, great quote. Want to congratulate and celebrate some of our the folks that have been with us for a while here. Gordon and Diane Hansen, longest this month. They've been with us for 13 years. Kathy Fasori's, congratulate Kathy Fasori, Laurel Hertz, Mr. Ben Tilbury, Cole Wood, Jordan Ham, let's see, Anne Beaujolais, Boulay, and I always butcher your last name, I'm so sorry. And Kathy McKnight, Justin Heibel, Greg Heath, Shireen Hayden, Danae Weibel, Stacy Kenny, Dominique Del Falco, and Kaisa Romero. Congratulations, guys. We look forward to another great year of being in business with you. Some firsts. We've got Winna Gill, her first closing with Keller Williams. Now she's on the House Swayze team. She's closed dozens and dozens and dozens of transactions, but this is her first with Keller Williams, and we like to celebrate when that happens. Congratulations, Winna. I look forward to seeing you and the team here in a little bit. Welcome our newest associates. Last month was a huge month for recruiting. We want to welcome our newest associates, Adam Wismuller, Lauren Myrick, Lisa Murdoch, Christina Pay, Christina Kidwell, it's Christina Kidwell with a K, Jamie Speaks, Ashley Price, Amanda Brown, Dominique Bienvenidas, Annabella, Eric Wilcombe, Jean Morton came back to the company, and Denny DiFiore. Welcome everybody, and welcome back to the family of Keller Williams. Jean, we were so grateful to have you back and looking forward to working with you this year. Cappers, let's celebrate some of our cappers. Abel's are at 100%. Congratulations, my man. We also have on the cap routine Robin O'Hare, our matriarch. Robin, congrats, and look forward to seeing some of that $100% commission. And Mr. Scotty Haywood, congratulations, you guys, on capping and earning 100% for the rest of your fiscal year. We also want to celebrate. I want to introduce somebody first, everybody. Central Coast Escrow. We brought in a junior escrow officer, Sarah Hester. She's been working for Fidelity for years. She covered everybody's desk, so she's had this really large broadsword of experience, and now she's going to be working with Beverly and Sarah over there. So you've got another hand to help. And as you can see, we need it. I mean, escrow's open. Thank you, Ashley and Abel. Shannon, for the 2 you opened last week. Molly and Bobby. Jeff Landon, thanks for the 2 that you opened. And Peter, Travis, you guys, we really appreciate all your business. And we listen We see the numbers that are coming through. I'm listening to Beverly when she says, holy smokes, we need extra bodies because we've got so much coming in. It's a happy problem and we love to grow. Unlike any other title company and escrow division, I've been involved with a couple of different ones now over my career. They'll work those escrow officers to the bone just before they start to break down. They'll give them help. I want to make sure Beverly's got all the assistance she needs so she can always provide the great service that she does to each and every one of you. Closed escrows. Jeb closed too. Thanks, buddy. Rick Cook closed too. Rick's on fire, man. The pewter team there, Nancy and Bailey. Hal Swayze, thanks. How Veronica, the big rock star, with 5 closed last week. Mindy Chabon, thank you, Mindy. A little North County support and love there. We appreciate you. Scott Haywood and Shannon, you guys are awesome. Keeping the girls going, and we love you. They thank you for everything that you support them with. 52 points of culture. Today, I want to focus on, it's the 14th week of the month here, and it revolves around building a team. So if you're going to be building a team, and you're with the market center, obviously you're going to want to talk to your team leader. I know a couple of agents have expressed interest in building a team. Call me. Let's sit down and talk about the fundamental structure and how it works. I want to help you accomplish your goals. I also want to keep you from putting yourself in harm's way, because there's a variety of things that can happen when you're building a team. And I'll go through all of it in detail so we make sure you are primed for success. So I'm here for you. If you're going to build a team, talk to your team. That's a point of culture number 52. And why is that a cultural point? Is that a control issue? No, not. Absolutely not. It's a cultural point because as a company, I want to help you succeed. As a company, we want to help you succeed. And learning from what others have done that hasn't been successful so that you don't trip and fall, that is one of the biggest cultures within Keller Williams. Sharing wisdom. And I'm not the oracle. I didn't trip and fall, but I've learned from those so I can share with you what not to do. So if you're building a team, let me know. Okay, our guest speaker today, Scott LeRoy. Scott LeRoy, digital marketing. The guy is brilliant. He's helping over 600, I think, market centers across the country. He is deeply rooted in Keller Williams. In fact, when you join Keller Williams and fill out our intake packet, Scott's the guy that does all the heavy lifting, getting the website set up, getting all the your URLs established, doing the things that we used to have the agents do when I first got here, and it was so laborious and it created so much heartburn. Having Scott LeRoy for the service that we pay him, he alleviates heartburn so much, and I get to sleep so much better at night knowing he's on the team. Scott, are you with us today? You out there already?
I am, yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate that you're able to sleep easier at night.
Yeah, thanks, man.
I think that's just what I'm going to use as my tagline. We make it easier to sleep. So that's perfect.
You know what? Any team leader you talk to, you can use me as a reference. Whoa, JP. I sleep better.
Well, thank you so much for having me on here too. Yeah, and much like Jay was saying, so my name is Scott LeRoy. I run what I call the lamest name company of all time, Scott LeRoy Marketing, and we are really here to help you with all of your KV technologies. So much like you're saying on here, really at the end of the day, our goal is to help to get you on board with all of your different platforms, all your different tools. And I see a lot of people on Zoom on here, so I'm going to put a couple things in our chat section to help you all out too. So in order to access our website, all it is password 340. That'll give you access to everything possible on there. And a couple different items that'll actually help out too at the end of the day. And this is perfect. All right, I didn't want to mess anything up by screen sharing, so this works out phenomenal. So this is our scottleroymarketing.com website on here. And once you're actually in this, you'll be able to see all the different agent resources that are accessible for you right away. All right, so on here, for instance, we happen to have, all of our different questionnaire options that are available. So much like Jay was talking about, once you sign up and you access our website, we'll be one of the first people to get you up and running with everything possible. But then also, as an existing agent, another big thing that we also help out with is we do help to make sure that you're up and running properly even later on in your real estate journey. So if you joined KW a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years ago, so much is consistently changing that we even have an existing agent questionnaire on here for you too. All right, so I'll put a few of these items in the chat section to help y'all out on here. So I would highly suggest for everyone that's on the call to utilize that existing agent questionnaire, because then we're going to basically say, if you were a brand new agent starting today on April 6th, what does that look like? How can we get you up and running with everything possible? And what aren't you using that we may suggest to help make your life easier? All right, then we have live webinars every Monday through Friday, right at 10 a.m. Pacific time. You can access all those training classes under our training calendar section. So if you want to learn more about the command platform, more about DocuSign, database management, marketing, smart plans, opportunities, Facebook ads, the sky's kind of the limit on there too. So our live classes are under slmwebinar.com, and all of our recorded training classes are available on here too, 24/7. So they're all alphabetically organized, but chronologically organized. So that way, if you want to see the most recent version of the class, you can click on any of these on here and it'll show that most recent version immediately. So if we had a campaigns class today, for instance, this might say something like campaigns 101-4/6. You can access that right away. All right, so outside of helping to get you fully up and running, outside of going through and teaching you how to utilize all the different tools, we even have our own challenges that'll help you to jumpstart all the different platforms on KW and even jumpstart your real estate business too with different marketing options we may highly suggest, and even some cheat sheets that we've created for y'all. So if you want to have something on the go that you can print off, this will be an FAQ plus that'll help you with all the different applets. But the biggest thing I always like to highlight too is that once you get on board, once you get trained in all the tools, there's always going to be a need for support. There's always going to be a need for changes, and that's what we're here for. So on our website, and I'll put this once again in our chat section on here. So scottleroymarketing.com/support. And then of course, here is our email and our phone number as well too. All right, for y'all to reach out to us. At the bottom of every page will be our contact info. So please feel free to reach out to us if you ever have any issues, questions, or concerns with any of the KW technology. All right, whether you just need help getting, something adjusted, maybe you're having an issue logging in, maybe it's something going on with the website that you need help with too. We can work on all those items to make your life that much easier. All right, now outside of just kind of troubleshooting everything, then we even have free services on here too. And that's why I put it in our chat section for that support page to really take advantage of everything. All right, so if you're looking for services just on the command platform, we can help to actually get your command site up and running. We can help to go through and make sure that your database is imported properly. We can help to set up a smart plan for you as well too. And the best part is all these items are completely free, right? They're all completely free for you to utilize just from the graciousness of your office. So if you click on any of these, it'll have a quick short form to fill out so we can help out with all of them. All right, whether you need your profile updated, maybe you're joining a team and you want to rebrand everything, maybe you're leaving a team and you need to make it yourself again. All right, we can create QR codes for you. We can update your bio, your email, headshot, logo, phone number, social media info, all over all of your KW platforms. All right, so all these items that typically like maybe an admin or marketing person might do, we can do for you on your behalf to help to save you not only time, but save you some money as well too. All right, and then this is all accessible for the KW.com email, and then even for that website. So if you want to, spruce up your Command IDX site, we can help with all these items on here too, whether it's adding in your testimonials, adding a download app page, moving your domain over, featuring your listings. All right, and once again, these are all just clickable buttons on here with a quick short form that you can fill out. So that way it'll be able to come over to us. We'll know exactly what you're looking for. It'll come over securely and we can help out immediately. All right, and then the final item we do have are some kind of easy cheesy templates, nothing to brag about by any means, just some extra stuff that y'all can utilize at the end of the day. So I'll put that inside our chat section over here. Awesome, we have a little bit over 1,000 templates available for y'all, and they're all alphabetically organized and all through Google Slides. So as long as you have a KW.com email or a Gmail account, whether you have a Mac or a PC, you can utilize this immediately. All right, so once you pull this up, then you'll be able to see like, hey, here's a quote unquote email signature that you could use for your email. You can put it on Facebook. You can crop this to put it on Instagram. You can put it on your website, whatever you prefer. All right, you'll be able to add inside your info, your office DBA logo, your information. I always say, hopefully a non-7-year-old headshot like I have on here for myself. So something a little bit newer on there. And once you click that file button, you can make a copy of this and you can make a copy of that presentation to use it immediately. So I know I just covered a bunch of stuff on here, but the biggest thing to note is that once you go to our website and you put in 340 as your market center number, everything will be accessible right under that agent resources section. And the best part of it is all of it is completely complimentary. So at the end of the day, all these items are fully available for you to utilize at any time just to make your life that much easier. So please think of us as an extra tech person in the office, an extra staff member to help out, and we are here to make your life that much simpler. So let us know how we can help out at any time.
Scott, that's awesome. Is there anybody have any questions for Scott? Let me close down.
I realized that my collar was popped up the whole time too now. You have the clearest camera I've ever seen. This is fantastic. Whatever camera you have, I need to get that one.
It's, when COVID, I'd like to say I was an absolute wizard, but we had this in place just as COVID was coming on. So we we got a Zoom room activity, and it happened just as soon as we went shut down. So it was, I mean, I would love to say it was my infinite wisdom, but it wasn't. It was my business partner, Albert, who was pushing hard, and the operating principal to get this technology. So
as I said, I feel like I need to upgrade my webcam over here, but I'm trying to keep it as pixelated as possible. So when the wrinkles keep coming in, they're just harder to see.
I love that. That's a great concept.
Yeah, it makes it easier. Yeah.
So Scott, I want to thank you for coming on here. You've been with us for a number of years now, and I think we've just haven't even scratched the surface on all of the things that you offer. And I love the fact that you're still available and accessible to agents after we get them onboarded. And you made mention that you put it in the chat. Our market center number is 340. We were the 340th licensed Keller Williams franchise in the United States. That is your password. So when you go to ScottLeRoyMarketing.com, when it asks you for a password, your password is 340. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And I know you put it in the chat. I just wanted to let everybody know that might be looking at the chat, or if they go to the website, they know that they ask for password. The password is 340. Cool. Scott, so what we like to do at this time, the second week of the month, is bring in a business tool to help everybody with their business. And this is a very, very valuable tool. So Scott, thank you for being here today. Thank you for giving us some guidance as to how to get to your site. I didn't know what it all entailed. I just knew you were the master of onboarding. So I appreciate everything that you do. Now, what about time frames? Because I know you're in a different time zone. What times are you available? I mean, these are all go online, fill out the form, really response. Is there a time when you stop responding, or the key stops working for us?
You know, that is the question of the year. And it's so funny because we base our hours off of KWRI's hours just to keep it simple for everyone. But inevitably, I'll say this much, especially on the email side, because emails never stop, obviously. So the first person that was on this morning was on at 7 a.m. Eastern time, so around 4 a.m. Pacific time. And the last email that was sent out last night I saw was around 12:30 a.m. Eastern time. So that would have been about 9:30 p.m. Pacific time. So I always kind of say, you know, we technically do the same hours as KWRI, but our goal is to, I was going to say under deliver, over promise, the other way around. Yeah, over deliver, under promise at the end of the day. So our goal is to definitely help out. So I will say this much: we do have night and weekend staff that we never really advertise, but we're kind of there looking at everything. So the funny part is we'll have some agents contact us on like Thursday at 11 p.m. and someone's actually on here doing the ticket and updating everything for them. And then the next morning, before we actually reach out, because we don't want to reach out late at night and interrupt or anything of that sort, they'll contact back and say, hey, don't worry about it. Actually, it just fixed itself. And we're like, well, yeah, it's because we fixed it for you. So there's a good chance that you might see some of that happen in the back end on there, even especially on the weekends too.
Oh, wow, that's great to know. So texts are doing one thing, and then there's also responses via email and or being able to talk to somebody, readily chat. But usually if there's a problem, you guys have text in the back just fixing things. I like the silent.
I'll say this much: we used to reply back immediately when everything was done, but we got informed one time that we woke someone up at 1 a.m. and we let them know if their profile was fixed. And so we decided maybe we'll let them know in the morning, make it easier.
You know, for those young adult children who've recently moved out, I kept my phone on for the first 3 years in case they, and I got calls like, Dad, I got a flat tire in the freeway. It's 1 a.m. What do I do? So that I could see that happening. All right, Scott, thanks. I don't want to choke too much of your time. But again, I can't emphasize enough what a valuable asset you are to the Market Center. And those that are on the call today, really reach out to go to Scott's website if you need help with anything, guidance. We have a lot of tools within the Meggers group, but Scott brings everything to the party. So thanks again, Scott. Thanks for being
Yeah,
here.
no, thank you so much for having me. And if y'all ever need anything, or info's in the chat section, please reach out at any time.
Awesome. All right. Have a great one, Scott.
Thank you. See you soon.
All right, gang. We got our fabulous lender trio here with Motif. I know Dawn was going to talk to us a little bit about rates. I think we heard that today. Dawn, why don't you lead us off then?
Well, hello, Keller Williams family. And let me just give you a quick snapshot of interest rates. And I'm going to give you kind of a range between what an ultimate buyer who has great FICO scores, lots of down payment, and purchasing a single family. And those rates are probably going to be averaging about 5% at 0 points right now. Then your first-time home buyer who has a lower FICO score, low down payment, and decides to purchase a condo, we're looking at rates of almost 5.75 on a 30-year fixed. And FHAs, a nice, comfortable 4.5%, and VAs right about, I'm checking rates right now as we speak, and about 4.625 for VAs for our veterans. Rates have been on the rise, and we are anticipating rates to probably still increase. So Ron, Martin, and myself are suggesting all buyers lock in a rate, get it locked, and always know what the renegotiation terms are with a lender. We know what our renegotiation terms are with our lenders. And what that is simply is if rates happen to drop during the escrow period, you want to make sure that your buyer is able to obtain that lower rate if it happens. So that's what a renegotiation is. And that's all I have to say today. They're still good because in January 2008, rates were about 6.25%. So they're still under that. So let's look at it.
2008 was a rough year for selling real estate.
Yeah, it was. And I remember it went up quite a bit in about 2 weeks that year. So.
Okay. All right, Don, thanks for the great update. Gentlemen, you got anything to bring to the party?
Yeah. Well, Martin has a topic, so I'll just be real brief if you don't mind, Martin. I just wanted to remind everybody that Motif is still offering a appraisal voucher credit for the good folks at Keller Williams for up to $1,500. If there is no appraisal necessary in the transaction, we will apply a credit for $1,500 in closing costs. And this has been extended through the month of April. That's a little different. We keep extending it out as time goes by. And I just wanted to make sure it's at top of mind for everybody that they can offer this to their clients should they decide to come to Motif Mortgage.
Awesome. Can't beat $1,300.
Well, Ron, let me add to that. So I just had a buyer who purchased a condo and that appraisal fee was $680.
Wow.
Then the listing agent had told everybody that the carbon monoxide, the fire alarm, those were all installed and that the water heater was strapped properly and they weren't. So the appraiser charged another $175 to go back out and verify that was done. And the buyer, since they were working with a Keller Williams agent, got a credit all of that back. So that was nearly almost $1,000 they got credited back. So I'm glad we saw that.
Excellent. See, it works.
So folks, I have a quick topic I'd like to bring up. Just wanted to bring up that the fact that April 10th, property tax day is fast approaching. And the reason why I bring this up is because this time of the year, I typically get a lot of phone calls from agents, which I already have been, and some buyers whom we haven't even done the loans for. And they're simply asking, why are we getting notifications from our lender that our mortgage payments are going up $200 or $300 a month? We have a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. And the reason for this is that most lenders, ours included, typically when they're calculating out their closing disclosure or their estimates for closing, they're using the preliminary title report or what's called a tax certification notice to determine the property taxes on the subject property. Unfortunately, as we all know, those are all based off of the current assessed value, not what the new property taxes are going to be. So what's happening is that most lenders, if they're not getting caught, Ron, Don, and myself are looking at closing disclosures. We're all looking at the escrow estimated settlement statements. And I'm noticing that the property taxes, if they're not calculated properly, they're being under disclosed for not only the payment, but the amounts that are being collected for the impound account to establish them. So buyers are really happy in the beginning because their payments and amount needed to close might be less. But a year later, when they get these notifications from lenders that the property taxes need to be further collected, and now they have to come up with a lump sum of cash to be able to bring the impound account current again. This is why their payments are going up $200 or $300 a month. So now a year later, what used to be a happy buyer, they're no longer very happy. So I want to just encourage everybody, if you're not using Ron, Don, or myself, it is very important to make sure whoever you're using for lending, that they are checking the closing disclosures or the estimated settlement statements from escrow to ensure that the proper amounts for impound accounts and property taxes are being collected. Because if they're not, lenders are paying the property taxes, but now they have a shortage in their accounts, and now they have to go back to the buyer to increase the mortgage payments to get the taxes current and to collect the right amount monthly to make sure that going forward, the impound account stays fluent. So I just want to throw that out to everybody. If you have any questions about how all of that works, do not hesitate to give us a call. We are here to help. And again, we will always check for these things beforehand, before escrow closes, and not having these problems with our clients a year later when their mortgage payments are going up a few $100 a month. Really important to check. And that's
Wow. Great intel, Martin, as always, my man. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, gang. Troy, CB, you guys with us today? Quick broker moment.
Oh yeah.
Hey Jay, we're here.
Hey, we are here live and in person over Zoom.
Oh, it's doing the back camera.
Oh.
We not that we don't like the back of your heads.
We can turn around.
Well, then this one's gonna have the back camera.
That's okay.
CB, I pointed this out to you earlier and it didn't bother you.
I didn't.
Okay, you face that way, I'll face this way.
No, that's the one that you can see.
You guys remind me of the bicycle cars where there's one guy riding up, the other one's riding upside down. So we turn either way, always looking at somebody. I know what's going on. All right.
Now the audio picks up in the front.
Of
It's
course.
like they've reversed the.
Yeah, that's why I think if you face that way and I face this way, that's probably better.
We're seeing you guys.
Okay. All right. Okay. You guys can see us both. You can see.
Yeah.
Yeah, my nice head.
Here we go.
All right. So. Okay, this is craziness.
Gotta love technology.
CB,
There you go. If you face that camera, you're
you don't
looking-
change right before we're going to start talking. Okay, hey, we want to talk a little bit about today that compliance is productive. All right, so the key to productivity is not having to go back and redo things. So I actually bring along all the disclosures on my listing presentation because when I'm developing that rapport with the client anyway, and then now I'm providing. I'm coming from contribution because I am one shot, right? A lot of people are oh, we'll meet next week and go over all the disclosures. They're like, oh, we got to meet again, you know? And by then you've got offers on their property. So make sure that you're going to our class on
Thursdays at 1.
on Thursdays at 1. You know, the disclosures, Bob teaches the disclosures class, a residential listing agreement class, contracts kung fu. We cover anything contractual and disclosure related, so that when you go in there, you're ready to have them sign. And not only that, but you've provided them with all the necessary statutory disclosures in order to cover their backside, so to speak, during the transaction. And that's how you want to be demonstrating, because they're like, oh, you're making me fill out all this paperwork, but you want to be demonstrating your value, that the reason I'm filling out this paperwork is to protect you, right? That this is all what I'm doing on your behalf, providing you, because you're required to, by the way, to, and a lot of agents don't say this, but you're required, by the way, to provide these statutory disclosures. And where would you even find them? We have them on zip forms, but I'm not sure where a member of the general public would even come across them. So here you go. I'm providing you all these disclosures that you don't have to find, and explaining them to you as well.
I wanted to kind of jump on something that Martin was talking about. Martin brought up property taxes. Our sort of theme today is coming from contribution. So when you provide value and contribution to the people around you, that just naturally translates into business. And one thing to keep in mind, come to sales meetings, come to the trainings, and make sure that you're learning everything about real estate so that you can provide these little tidbits when your clients are asking you about stuff. There at the coast, you get a lot of people that are relocating. Maybe they finally finished up, they've sold their business. They want to live in a scenic environment. They want to live at the coast. Remember that they can transfer their property tax basis. And if you've been coming to the sales meetings, you would see that was kind of a new thing a couple of years ago. And having all that stuff like floating around in the back of your mind allows you to come from contribution when your clients start talking about making a move, or maybe they reach out to you, you've got a listing, and you ask them a couple questions. They say, yeah, we're selling our place back in Visalia, Tulare, Fresno. And you can let them know, hey, if you've owned that home for quite a while and you've got a low property tax base, we can at least get your property taxes a bit lower on your replacement property here, because we can transfer your property tax base there. And obviously there's formulas for that. We don't have time for that today, but just always be thinking of a way that you can improve the transaction, for your client. Lisa Murdoch is asking, isn't there an age limit? I believe it is 55. I think you have to be 55 or older. But for a lot of people, that's the case, especially when they'll jog your memory. They'll say something like, I'm going to do a 1031 so I don't have to pay taxes. That should be like a little jog in your brain. Oh, you know what? There might be something that's even better for you than that. I mean, they can do that anyway, but if they move their property tax base over, that could save them thousands of dollars every single year.
And I'm glad Martin brought up the taxes and things like that, because that's something that your buyers, you're going to be wanting to let them know, the supplemental tax bill. And sometimes that comes 15 months later. And they're like, what is this $1,800 we have to pay? I thought we paid our taxes in our payment. We have the escrow impound accounts, and do we have to pay this? Yes, they do. And we need to be including that disclosure in our files. The disclosure is primarily to remind you to talk to them about it. So I'm going to tell you what the supplemental taxes is so that you can explain it to them in layman's terms. Supplemental taxes are simply because people do pay prorated taxes in escrow, and they're like, we paid our taxes in escrow. The thing about it is they paid the taxes based on the tax rate that house was at when it was last sold. Okay, so 15 years ago, these people bought this house that your buyers are buying, and they bought it for $475,000, and now these people are buying it for $850,000. Okay, but they're paying a prorated tax rate on $475,000. So their supplemental tax bill will be the time during that tax period that's left in that tax period times the amount of difference between the 450 and the 475 and the 850. Okay, that's the amount they didn't pay taxes on during that period, and that comes as a separate bill anywhere from 8 to 15 months later, and all of a sudden they can be hit with it. Whereas if you're letting them know, hey, listen, this is this is something that's hanging out there. You might want to be socking $100 a month aside for your supplemental tax bill. Now that's a one-time thing. Okay, so but that way they're not caught unaware. Also, it's a good idea to maybe upload your settlement statements for your sellers. This time of year, a lot of the sellers are looking for their settlement statements because they're doing their taxes. And that way, if you have it in your file in command, You can go in and you can be like, hey, do you guys need your supplemental from the sale of your home? And you can be Johnny on the spot and come from contribution.
That's a great touch too, this time of year. You're closing, you closed last year, yeah. So, and you know, I'll kind of go back to a couple of CB's points. CB is referring to Proposition 19. Proposition 19 went into effect April of last year. So it's a relatively brand new opportunity. If you're over 55 years of age, you can take your tax basis anywhere in the state of California. It used to be exclusive to just San Luis County, and San Luis wasn't cooperating with Santa Barbara or the Bay Area. Now it's statewide. So SB 19 is new, so your consumers might not know about it. Additionally, it's reserved for your primary residence. So doing it, you'll never, in very rare circumstances, will you ever be able to do a 1031 exchange on your primary residence, because by definition, an exchange is a property held primarily for investment purposes, with the intent to purchase a property that you also intend to hold for investment purposes. So you won't be able to claim it as your primary and take the tax basis with you. Another beautiful point to that is that you can do that up to 3 times. So I could take my tax basis from Visalia to Pismo, then realize I want to go from Pismo to Rio Grande, then from Rio Grande to Tacoma. And you can do that, take that tax basis with you at 3 separate times. It's a really great opportunity to have conversations with consumers, again, coming from contribution. So thanks guys for being here. We love the input that you bring and the wisdom you bring to the party.
Hey, Jay, can I add something?
Yeah, do you have a question?
Jay, this is Martin.
Yeah.
I wanted to add, that was a great topic that they brought up with regard to supplemental taxes. I just wanted to add to, when somebody has an impound account, the original tax bill gets sent to the lender so they can have their taxes paid from their impound account. When the supplemental tax bill comes out, the original goes to the homeowner. It does not go to the lender. And the problem there is that because people think they have an impound account, my lender's paying my taxes, they don't pay the supplemental bill because they didn't know that the lender didn't get the original. They got the original. So it's really important that the original still be paid like they brought up, but they have to call their loan servicer to let them know that they got the supplemental tax bill, and that bill can be paid for from the monies that are in the impound account if the impound account was properly collected at the close of escrow. So huge thing to bring up to your clients as well.
That's interesting. I didn't know that you can do that. You can pull from that escrow account to pay it for funds reflected. All right, thank you once again, Martin.
My pleasure. Thanks.
Cool. All right, Greg, what's going on in the education world?
Hello. So, how would you like to dispel the myth that geofarming takes way too long and costs so much money? Well, we can, because we can join Tammy and Steve tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, and it's a free maps coaching class that's being hosted. And all you have to do is scan the QR code, do register in advance. Once you register, they will send you the link. And if you can't make it, it's okay. They will send you a link to the recording. So you do need to register in advance. Again, it's at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. And then at 1 o'clock tomorrow, Thursday, we have Contracts Kung Fu with Troyer Guy with the RPA. So any questions you have or need some help getting your residential purchase agreements or your offers accepted, join us Thursday, 1 o'clock. And then on Friday, we're kicking it off with listings. So at 10 o'clock, KW Connect, master the market of the moment with a bulletproof listing presentation. It's about a 30-minute session. They do record these. And then shortly after that, we have new to KW at 11 o'clock. Now, real quick for the listing, if you'll look at the calendar at kwcalendar340.com on the 22nd, so it's a Friday, April 22nd, we will be hosting a class on an overview on how to create a listing presentation on command. And then you get a week to practice on it. And then on the 29th, come back at 11 o'clock on Friday, April 29th, and we'll help you answer any questions or any help that you may need to complete your listing presentation. So it's all about listings, April. So again, kwcalendar340.com to see all the classes we're going to be hosting regarding command. So let's go to Monday. So on Monday morning, one of our segments, which is KW Land, it's just like KW Luxury, KW Land. We have a class at 10 o'clock, Buy Dirt, Unlock Inventory with KW Land Opportunities. And that's at 10 o'clock on KW Connect. Now on Tuesday, we will not have scripts practice. And we will not be hosting a team meeting, but we will have a class. Own your day with the Solo Agent Tracker in Command, and that's at 10 o'clock. And this will be recorded. Again, it's about a 20-30 minute class. If you're not really familiar with the Solo Agent Tracker in Command, please, you need to attend 10 o'clock. You will be ecstatic. Then on Tuesday at 12, we have the top tools on social media to gain influence. How would you like to be an influencer for real estate? Scan the QR code. Now, I didn't get confirmation if this would be recorded, so you do want to put this in your calendar because, again, if it's not in your calendar, it doesn't exist. So scan the QR code, make plans, 12 o'clock Tuesday, and then shortly after that at 1 o'clock. Next slide, we have Brian Eisenhower, and it's conducting the needs analysis with your client, and that's going to be next Tuesday at 1 o'clock. And then if you need any more class information, please go to kwcalendar340.com. And I just checked real quick, there's still tickets for the mega camp for agents. And this will be on August the 23rd and the 24th. And the tickets are only $5.99 to attend in person in Austin, Texas. And they also include the digital version. And then you can also attend just digital from the luxury of your own home for $129. And it's definitely not a myth. You should not miss this. The networking that you get from here, Gary Keller does verify the P&L from any of the agents that will be on the on stage, and then you get some great masterminds with this too. So definitely don't want to miss this.
All right, thanks, Greg. Hey, just a quick correction for everybody, because Greg works for 4 separate market centers. Our team meetings are on Wednesday. You're here today. We are having a team meeting next Wednesday. Now, Krista and I will not be here. The meeting will not be done via Zoom. So it's an in-person only event being at the Board of Realtors office. So that on Grand Avenue in Rio Grande, we'll have lunch. Bobby and the Bob Molly show will be there. Bobby and Molly will be running the show for us. So we have a great guest speaker next week. We were really discovering that farm packages, when we talk about geo farming, which is like perfect timing, getting a farm package from your title provider is the things that they can do today. They can narrow down a farm to be almost like a scalpel approach to marketing. So you're not shotgunning your money out there. And they're going to be coming next Wednesday, same bat time, just a different back channel, which is going to be at the board office at noon. And they're going to go over farms, how to create them, what they can and can't do, parameters. There's no cost for them to do that for you. And Fidelity does a phenomenal job. I know Escrow loves working with them, Central Coast Escrow, because they do such a phenomenal job. So live class next Wednesday at noon, board office, how to create farms. The person that you actually order them from will be there. So you can ask questions. Lunch will be provided, and we look forward to seeing everybody there. Okay. Gang, do we have anybody with some needs or wants? Any listings that no one knows about coming soon? Going once, going twice. Okay, we're off to the races then. You guys know how to reach us. Facebook, we've got 3 separate face group accounts and Instagram. We've got our Meggers group calendar. So the Meggers group calendar for all of our classes and trainings. Greg, thanks for putting all that together. You're an amazing human. So glad you're with us. And thanks everybody for being here. Get you out of here a little early today, 10 minutes before 1 o'clock, making it an incredible rest of the week. And it's an honor to be in business with you guys. Namaste.
Thanks a lot. See you all later.
See you, gang.
Bye-bye.